पूज्य वडीलों, भाइयों तथा बहनों, जय श्री कृष्ण। Ladies and gentlemen, it really is an enormous privilege and honor to be here today amongst all of you to celebrate the massive victory of Narendra Bhai and the BJP in India. It is an extraordinary feat. For the first time in 30 years, India has a single party that will be able to govern without the constraints of coalition. But it also, as Barry Gardner said, gives Narendra Bhai a clear mandate from the people of India to carry out his manifesto commitments. Ladies and gentlemen, I first spoke with Narendra Bhai before he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. I spoke with him in 1999. And it was clear to me all that time ago that here was a man of vision, dynamism, and commitment. A man who was going places, and a man who, when he got to those places, would achieve much, not only for his community, but for his country, and now to influence the rest of the world. Last year, I invited Narendra Bhai to the United Kingdom. At the same time, Barry Gardner also invited Narendra Bhai to the United Kingdom. And I think it's fair to say that both of us got a lot of criticism for that invitation. I, for one, have no regrets that I invited him here, and I know neither does Barry. Narendra Bhai was kind enough to reply to my invitation, and I am looking forward to seeing him in the United Kingdom, hopefully in the not-too-distant future. Ladies and gentlemen, Narendra Bhai's record of achievement in Gujarat speaks for itself. He has transformed that state under his leadership. I read somewhere that if somebody put a proposal to Narendra Bhai, he either said yes or no. There was no room for maybe. And in politics, I'm sorry to say, often maybe is used a little too quickly. India is the third largest economy in the world, and in this century it will be playing a powerful role on the global stage. But one thing is certain. Under Narendra Bhai's leadership, it will play a more powerful role on the global stage, and it will do so much quicker. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard many speeches, but we still have the main speech to come. Myself and the others are simply warm-up acts for Shri Manoj Bhai Ladwa, who will follow shortly. And with your permission, I would like to say that not only today do we celebrate Narendra Bhai's victory, but I want to just take a moment to say one or two words about our chief speaker. And it is not my job to introduce him, that is for others. But I give a personal view of Shri Manoj Bhai Ladwa, who will be speaking soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I first came across Manoj when he was a student at the London School of Economics. People leave lasting impressions on first contact, and Manoj certainly did that. Over the years, he has worked hard, achieved a profession, but also worked hard to bring about closer links between Britain and India. And on top of that, he has worked hard for the people of Indian origin within Britain to make sure that they have a more powerful say in what happens in the affairs of Britain. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, what is extraordinary is that Manoj Ladwa has been with Narendra Bhai and supported him for many years. And I think the highlight was the fact that recently he spent months as part of Narendra Bhai's inner circle in the Indian elections. And it is a proud moment for all of us that somebody of Indian origin was able to go back to the land of his origin and play such a critical role in influencing who becomes the leader of that country. That student who I met many years ago has come a long way. And soon he will be speaking to us. And ladies and gentlemen, I am mindful that in 10 or so months' time, we have a general election in this country. I will be fighting in that general election for the right to be elected again to represent my constituents and to speak out for the people of our community as well as the people of Britain. But I have been a member of a coalition government, and I recognise the constraints that coalition government imposes on all of us. And therefore, I am going to be particularly keenly listening to what our chief guest has to say, just in case he gives me some tips as to how to win elections with majorities, and I will then report them back to David Cameron and the chairman of the party. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Shailesh Maharaji. Thank you so much for kind and lovely words for our Manojji. You did half of my job, actually. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is